is.
Hi, Billy.
Hi. Where are
We
you?
are happy to see you here at Hellfest Festival or French Festival. So, your first impression?
Of the festival?
Yeah. Maybe you just arrived.
Just waking up. Yeah, we haven't seen anything yet. We just got in the backstage and kind of getting settled and came here. So, looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you. Maybe can I ask a question about the Elephant? Your last album.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing album. So
thank you.
I loved it. So how do you feel after release this album? The impression of your fan?
Good. I mean, yeah, it feels great to be done with it. We're, our full focus now is being on the road, representing it live. And that's where the songs start to grow, they start to evolve and move on from what they are in the recorded, form. So that's where, it's funny because I don't think of the record now, I think of the record live,
Yeah.
And, but it's really nice to be able to play most of these songs. We've been doing about 7 or 8 songs live during our headlining show. So I know we just announced a show we were playing in Paris and then coming back again in December.
So you will play at 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
So yeah, we would be there for sure.
Yeah, I promise I'll take a nap. I will take a nap and I'll be awake for the show.
Thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you.
Next question. Autre question pour Billy. Hi.
Hi.
What is different now when you wrote the last album from the previous one? What is different in your approach to music? What is different in your, the band, the whole method of the band?
I guess mostly being 14 years older, quite different. Musically, at least for me, I mostly play guitar, but I tried to put it down, pick up the keyboard this time, and kind of shoot in the dark and fumble through the notes in that form to get out of habits of writing the same thing on guitar. So that was the beginning difference. And I wanted to work with someone else. I've always produced and engineered all the Perfect Circle records and wanted to bring in an outside producer, and that was a very different experience, to sit back on the couch and be able to play and not have to stress so much about the files and how things sound and things like that. So it was a different experience, but all in all it was the same kind of thing where Maynard and I collaborate. I would give him kind of loose ideas of songs, he would put lyrics to it, I'd build upon that, and then we wind up with a finished song. So easy as that.
Hello.
Hi.
Having seen you touring for this album a few stops already, I was wondering why you chose to do a different live arrangement of Judith rather than going with the traditional recorded.
3 Libras.
Excuse me, 3 Libras, I'm sorry.
Sorry to correct you.
Yes, no, that's fine.
That's one of it's funny, Maynard's been writing the set list. It's something he really felt strongly about, he wanted to do, and have this different take on that song. And we had done it early on. We did it on our first tour, so we kind of just brought it back to revisit, and yeah, it seemed to fit well within the set, so yeah.
Billy, it's me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have just this question about the concept of the hologram. Yeah, we just discovered this video clip, so could you tell us a little more about it?
I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, it's like a little, for our, there's a special edition of the music you buy, right? And there's a little decoder that you put on top of your phone, and it gives this 3D hologram, and it's just more, added content, and that we wanted to enrich the music with. Kind of as simple as that. I won't give much more away than that.
After a studio album, do you think your next could be a live CD or DVD?
Probably not right now. We'll document this tour at some point, probably in the fall. We're going to go back on tour in the fall. We just put one out a few years ago, so I think it'll be a little bit before we do that again. But we'll document this, and so someday down the road it'll come out, I think.
course, so long, and thanks for the fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, we of course think about this movie. In French we say H2G2. So could you tell us a little more about this video, this song?
Song. Yeah, I was gonna say what video? Yeah. I mean, the song. That song kind of started where it finished. It was, you know, kind of wrote it almost in completion. It's one of those songs, just like Judith. It was like a song that kind of came together in a night or two. There's a few songs that happen like that. It's rare, but it happens. So I've kind of had that one around for a few years, and the drums made a big change. Maynard had an idea to kind of straighten them out. It was a little more anthemic before, if you can picture that. But yeah, and what he added, the lyrics are very timely. The message that Maynard put, I heard it and immediately was something I wouldn't have thought of myself. You know, if I'm writing lyrics and vocals, and that's the beauty of collaboration, is always being surprised and inspired by what someone else can bring to the table. So that was certainly the case with that song.
Hello.
Hi.
I was listening to the vocals especially, and there's parts where you have like two vocal lines, and is the theory, the musical theory, very important in the process of writing for you, or is it more that Maynard has a certain feeling and wants to put that out and you try to make the theory behind it fit?
I don't. As far as the theory, I mean, like what the sentiment is behind the music, it probably rarely matches. I mean, where I come from and where he comes from are two different things, including why I usually name the demos of songs something that's almost ludicrous. If I wrote a song now, it might be called Crowd, for no reason, for anything else. It's just like the last thing I just did before starting it. So it doesn't influence him in any way. So he's coming with his own deep meaning. Now the song has a lot of meaning for me, but I never tell him. He doesn't need that, you know? So I just kind of let it go that way and let the music communicate that instead of forcing an issue to him.
So, and the vocal lines themselves, when you are writing them, I felt like there's a special pattern sometimes in the intervals that are used, and that parts of the tones are evolving in a special kind of way when the melody evolves. So is there any idea coming from the theory, from the music theory, that you want to make them evolve in a special way? Or
that I can't answer because Maynard does all the vocals. So yeah, and if he does, I doubt he'll tell you.
And a last question, if it is allowed. When you were singing like the second voice, how do you feel about it?
I'm not singing as much on the record, but live, you know, we have to reproduce it, and it's challenging. It's challenging to play some of these things and sing them because they're not written with that in mind. You know, a lot of bands will rehearse something and have it be natural, and it's very unnatural in times. You know, things like The Contrarian and So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. Talk Talk, yeah. The hardest parts of Talk Talk, luckily I don't have to play much, but yeah, there's some songs. I mean, and going back to The Hollow, at the end of that song, I pray that nothing goes wrong at the end of that song, because I'm just on the verge of collapse, you know. So yeah, it takes some practice, you know, and a lot of hope.
Thank you.
Hello. Strong, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You just told us that some songs evolve when you play them live.
Yeah.
So could you tell us more about some songs that you started to play and that are evolving now?
Yeah, I think things like The Contrarian. The Contrarian on the record is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite of right now. But live, it's kind of different, you know, the way the vocals are layered, and the way things are tame and put into place. You know, I think there's more breadth to that song now. I think there's more openness. I think it's bigger. So it's just, it's something we don't even talk about too much. I think each player will kind of start to evolve and find its way, and we kind of listen. You know, being a musician is about listening more than even doing. You know, it's listening to inspiration, it's listening to collaboration, it's going back and listening to what you did. And I think every night it just gets a little better and a little more evolved. So it's just a growing process, and it's hard to say in words how that works. I don't know.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, hi.
Hi.
You played 2 years ago at the Rockville Festival, and why?
At what?
So
Welcome to Rockville. Welcome to Rockville.
well, welcome to Rockville Festival.
Oh, okay.
So why did you took so much time to come back in France, and will we come back again?
So did I understand? Which festival? I didn't quite understand. Which?
Actually, you didn't came back in France for 2 years ago.
Oh, two. That must have been something else, not me. Not in Perfect Circle. Yeah. Last time we were here was 2004. I think the last time. Yeah. No offense.
Hi, I have a question about relation with Maynard.
Okay.
Because he is a very complicated person.
Aren't we all?
How looks this cooperation?
Hard to say, you know. I get asked that, and it's a hard question to answer. It's like saying, what is it like to be the child of your parent? You know, it's just what you know. It's the relationship that we have. It's, you know, at this point, we don't see each other as much as we did when you were younger. You know, he lives somewhere else. He lives hundreds of miles away, so we get together for music once in a while. But I think less has to be said now to get things done. I think that we have an understanding of a working process, and so it's that's kind of the way it's been for a while. So yeah.
Do you believe the work you did with Ashes Divide and what Maynard did with Pacifer and all his projects had an influence in the new record?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think everything we do, whether it's music or cooking or being a parent, and everything influences and informs where the music's going to go. And yeah, for me with Ashes Divide, I mean, singing lead, you know, being a lead singer was a whole different take for me, and it feels very different on stage. The responsibility is different. I have to sleep more when I'm the lead singer. Can't get away. I can kind of get away with 6 hours here. I can't get away with that there. Yeah, but it helps. It helps, but again, I don't try to lock in too much of why we're going to do something now. I kind of like let all those influences be a melting pot. Don't think about it too much, let it slip away, and then just move forward. And I think that's just, if you overthink things, I think that you just stay stuck and nothing gets done. So, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just need to know, what is your favorite track on the album, on Eat the Elephants? What is your favorite track?
I think Contrarian right now is, yeah, I think it's, I'll go back and listen, maybe there's changed. But yeah, but playing live, I think Fish, you know, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is probably the most fun to play live. But yeah.
I can't wait!
Yeah, me
Thank
too,
you.
me too.
Yeah.
Hey,
hello.
So you guys are playing for what, an hour 10 minutes, something like that. So it's slightly less than a full show. You're doing your own, your own show and stuff. So how do you decide what songs go in the set list? Is it like, oh, this new song would complement this old song really, really well, or is it a collective process, or does one of you walk in the room and go, right, we're playing this?
Maynard and I used to kind of bounce back and forth with writing the set. He's been doing it now, so he's been writing the set. I just wait for something to show up in my inbox and my email, you know, see what he's thinking that night. Because really, I mean, again, when you had asked about being a singer in Ashes Divide and And when you're singing, it really is to what you're feeling up to that day, or what works good in the flow of the set. I could kind of pick my perfect set of how it would flow, but it might not be appropriate to what's good for him. So at the end of the day, I respect where he wants to go with the set. And we've been getting a good flow between the headlining shows, our own, and then the festival set. So we're kind of, tonight will be somewhat similar to that.
Your album is called Eat the Elephant, but yet the album cover and all your current line of merch features an octopus. Is there a poetic connection between them that I'm missing, or?
That'd be so boring if I explained it to you, didn't I?
Okay.
Come on. Yeah. Sorry.
A very quick last question. Une dernière question rapidement, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
It's a question that I have in my head, and I think there is no real answer to it, but I'm still asking you. What do you think defines somebody, or who decides who is an artist? Do you feel like you are an artist, or what is this thing called artist?
I mean, I don't know. I think things start with what isn't creative. Everything you do is creative, hopefully, right? And so it's just, you know, I'm lucky enough to make a living from it. I mean, there's many things I do in my life that have nothing to do with music that I still have to be creative with, you know? And I mean, I love to cook. I think that's one of the things I get as much pleasure out of as music, is, you know, cooking a great meal for someone and them enjoying it, having a conversation. It takes creativity, it takes reading the room, it's understanding a lot of those things, but bringing yourself and hopefully not just following a recipe and eventually, you know, making it your own. I think that's, yeah, so I feel, you know, it comes in many different forms, but I'm lucky that, you know, you guys let me do this for a living, so thank you.
Thank you for the music.
Merci à tous. Thank you everyone.